Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on NTA News 24, live from Abuja. I'm Stella Inamiti. The headlines. Midterm appraisals. President Bola Tinubu receives thumbs up across party lines. Federal government hints on bridging skills gap and accelerate industrial transformation through vibrant policies. House of Representatives joins Vanguard for quest to mitigate effects of climate change. Plus, Nigeria and Israel deepen bilateral ties on trade and security. Thanks for joining us. After midterm appraisals, President Bola Tinubu's administration is gaining more support from leaders and politicians from across political parties. Governor Charles Soludo of Anambra State was among those who visited President Tinubu in the State House. The governor, on the platform of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, believes political affiliations do not matter, considering the social and economic achievements of the current administration on security. Governor Soludo says the efforts to check insecurity and criminalities in parts of the country will soon yield the desired results in protecting lives and properties of Nigerians.
He is my friend. I support him. And I'm impressed by the bold steps he has taken, particularly in the areas of the economy, the structural reforms. And I have said so severally. We're taking the right steps. We only need to stay the course. And we're also dealing with the issue of hardship. Just beyond the massive infrastructural transformation, beyond fixing our schools, fixing our health, and so on and so forth, we're also very intentional about economic and social empowerment of the youth, as it were. So we're doing quite a whole lot. Intelligence gathering, the kinetic, the intelligence gathering, and of course those who run foul of the law are decisively dealt with.
The senator representing Nasarawa West, Aliyu Wadada, also visited, expressing belief in the capacity of the president to lead Nigeria to greater prosperity.
Is membered by Nigerians that we respect. We have respect for, but look at them. Look at each and every one of them. Who stands to do anything better than what Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is doing? Tell me. I haven't seen any. Ask any of them. If you are given the chance to preside over Nigeria, that may come beyond 2027, maybe beyond 2013, after 2031. Because between now and 2031, anybody can say what he or she wishes to say. But the space is already taken, occupied by President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Who amongst them will have the courage, the impetus to tell Nigerians and the world that if I am given the opportunity to preside over Nigeria, I will return subsidy? Let that person tell us. And if he or she is given the opportunity to preside over Nigeria, what is he going to do different to the foreign exchange market than what Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government is doing? If given the opportunity, talking about infrastructural development, what is he going to do different to convince Nigerians? Because it is beyond rhetorics.
The senator, who was elected on the platform of the Social Democratic Party SDP, also disclosed his intention to formally join the ruling All Progressives Congress APC. Federal government will continue to initiate policies in bridging the skills gap and accelerate industrial transformation in the country. Vice President Kashim Shettima reaffirms this commitment at the 2025 National Industrial Manpower Summit in Abuja. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
Competitive, safe and protected.
Manpower development, the bridge between potential and productivity, was the theme of this overview of the National Industrial Manpower Summit, and will look at understanding Nigeria's institutional framework for skills development.
Nigeria's greatest asset is neither its mineral wealth nor its geography. Our greatest asset is our people. This reality imposes a duty on us. While we fail to invest in these prized resources, the consequences will be dire. An improvement in human capital, along with infrastructure and sound policy, is the bridge between development and setback in every nation. We cannot afford to divest from our people because the world will not pause to wait for us. This summit speaks directly to the dilemma that has held this nation to ransom for far too long.
The urgency is clear. Africa and Nigeria must attract capital at scale. With traditional aid flows declining and concessional financing tightening, Nigeria, with its size, resources, and entrepreneurial energy, is uniquely positioned to lead Africa's transformation.
The summit is also discussing on rebuilding trust in local skills, addressing the shortfalls of component technicians and operators of Nigeria's manufacturing sector.
Productivity is the lifeblood of industry. It is the measure of a nation's competitive strength and is a true currency of prosperity. So to bridge the gap between these two, potential and productivity, is people, not just people in terms of number, but people in terms of skill.
Educational and skill training institutions must respond with curricula that those needs to roll out skilled manpower to match and meet demands. Development partners must align their interventions and the funding with national priorities, while state governments should tailor skills training programs to the local economic realities.
We are here to lay foundation for an industrial manpower framework that will power our economic empowerment and secure our nation's future.
All these are done to engage deeply on how to align education with industry needs, strengthen vocational and technical training, and foster partnership that will make Nigerian talent in the global competition to achieve the new national workforce agenda. From the State House, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
And as part of efforts to equip young Nigerians with the skills to boost national economic growth, the National Productivity Center is taking its message to the National Youth Service Corps orientation camps nationwide. In Abuja, resource persons from the center engaged Corps members on practical strategies for sustainable productivity. Joseph Hossein reports.
Whether in the public, private, or informal sector, the goal of the current administration is to ensure the younger generation is not only employed, but also highly productive.
For example, you read the course for 4 years. Of what good is that course to you? Is it just about salary? How do you build a career? How do you build a thriving life from that course? Now, you have a skill or a talent. How do you commercialize it? You want to go into entrepreneurship. How do you close the gaps of solving problems? You must bring productivity down home.
And it's not far from ethical values. Ethical values must be loyal, you must be productive, you must be accountable, and then you must be able to have that core word, integrity.
The National Productivity Center is focusing on reshaping the mindset of young Nigerians towards value addition, efficiency, quality, and motivation as drivers of sustainable economic growth.
One other thing that stood out for me is that they have to be an end goal for productivity to come into place. You can't be productive if you don't have an end goal in mind.
Wherever I find myself, I should be able to contribute to the growth and development of any sector, either business, politics, or the society at large.
The training currently underway at NYSC orientation camps nationwide aims to equip young graduates with skills and mindset needed to maximize their knowledge and contribute meaningfully to the nation's growth. In Abuja, Joseph Utsen, NTA News.
The federal government says it is taking steps to enhance the protection of workers' rights and improve the nation's workforce through national commitment to the use of artificial intelligence. Minister of Labour and Employment, Muhammadu Megeri Dingyadi, disclosed this while briefing Labour correspondents in Abuja. Ignatius Nkwo reports.
The Minister of Labour and Employment, Muhammadu Megeri Dingyadi, briefed Labour correspondents on the status of the implementation of the resolutions reached at the 113th International Labour Conference in Geneva.
Ensuring that people are secured, there is a good environment for our working environment so that our workers are well protected. That is the number one decision that has been taken. We have also improved our tempo in the area of skill development. We have been doing our best. The department concerned has been up and doing, trying to ensure that training programs that are aimed at skills development have been intensified.
He informed the media that the regulation of digital economy, which was a major decision at the international conference, is receiving priority attention from the federal government.
We are giving it special attention so that we are not left behind. Time is now for us to be digital and to go into green economy, blue economy, and the rest to ensure that Nigerians are better for it. I want to say that the significant achievement that we have so far made is the issue of a very stable workforce, a very stable service environment. Since I came in, there has not been any strike except for the warning strike given to us by the National Association of Work and Nigerian Nurses and Midwives.
The minister restated federal government's position on the rights of workers as he described as false reports alleging that the federal government is planning to criminalize strikes. In Abuja, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
In a bid to accelerate economic growth, boosting job creation, the federal government is pledging to enhance the capacity of micro, small and medium enterprises by providing them with necessary support and resources to thrive. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, said this at the launch of the 8th Expanded National Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Clinic in Calabar. Justina Etam reports.
Despite being the backbone of Nigeria's industrialization and contributing significantly to the country's gross domestic product, micro, small, and medium enterprises face numerous challenges, including limited access to finance and outdated technology, which hinder their growth. To address these challenges, the expanded National MSMEs Clinic is launched in Cross River State as Vice President Kashim Shettima announced a 250,000 unconditional grant to boost MSMEs capacity and support business growth, among other initiatives aimed at strengthening these enterprises.
The commitments we make today are not confined to loans and grants. All these are critical. We are here in pursuit of our promise to build an ecosystem that eases the struggles of our entrepreneurs, provides the infrastructure that fuels creativity, and unleashes the innovative spirit of our people. The MSME clinics, such as the one we launched today, are designed to bring the federal government support directly to your doorstep. Here, entrepreneurs can interact with the Corporate Affairs Commission, NAFDA, the Bank of Industry, SMEDA, and other critical agencies. Here, challenges are met with solutions.
Cross River State Governor Basio II assures to key into the numerous renewed hope initiatives aimed at improving the livelihoods of the people, highlighting initiatives by the state government to strengthen MSMEs.
In the course of this state-expanded national micro, small, and medium enterprises clinic, I am therefore optimistic that mentorship, relevant digital tools, management advisory services, and other support systems will be put at the disposal of the participants. The aggregate of these will amount to human capital development and the growth of the local economy.
The Vice President also inaugurated the new aircraft acquired by Cross River State Government to boost operations of Cali A, the Information and Communication Technology Hub, as well as the remodeled State Library. In Calabar, Justina Etam, NTA News.
Let's take a break now. More stories when we return.
Precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blend in performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
The Baffy Furniture Shopping Festival is here. From June 15th to August 15th, enjoy 20%, 30%, up to 50% off on most products. Explore 2025 exclusive collections at discounted prices, plus wedding packages with a free TV stand gift. Plus, free delivery and installation in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu. Customize your favorite sets in your preferred color and fabric, from kid-friendly options to our luxurious smart beds. Don't miss out. Shop now at Baffy Furniture.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. The National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, says it is raising the bar on how it serves Nigerians. This was while launching a service charter that sets out what the public should expect. Victor Azu reports.
For the National Identity Management Commission, this is more than paperwork. It's a public pledge. Representing the Director General of NIMC, Director of Inspectorate and Enforcement, Elias Okafo, says the new charter will make services more efficient, more transparent, and easier for Nigerians to access.
We are giving you confidence. We are giving you assurance. We are there to keep our words and not deviate from it.
The head of Servicom at NIMC, Florence Oloruntade, says the charter puts everyone on the same page, creating standards both the Commission and citizens can be held to. But for the National Servicom Office, more important is making it work every day.
This helps me in my job because now there's a standard. Everyone is guided. Every department, every unit, every resolution team, they are now bound by these guidelines that we have publicized. And Nigerians also, we hold us accountable.
Implementation is more important than what we did today, because it is in trying to implement the charter that you are giving life to this document. and you're actually meeting up with the timelines that you have promised the citizens. So we'll continue to work with them to ensure that this implementation happens.
Savicon was created to keep government agencies on their toes. Now, NIMSI says it is ready to walk that talk. In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
In a bid to accelerate the achievement of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, a one-day roundtable meeting has been convened for special advisors and focal persons across 36 states and the FCT. Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs, Adejoke Orolekwe Adefulire, says the meeting is to review progress made in key sectors of the SDG goals. Dennis Temple reports.
So we will endeavor to do a small letter to the state governor through you today before you go, so that you can drop the letter with the governor, just a letter to us to commission us to do so at no cost to them.
These stakeholders are here to review progress made on strategies to fast-track implementation impact across key sectors in line with the SDG goals. The roundtable also serves as a platform for knowledge sharing.
Our collective efforts are crucial in addressing the global challenges such as poverty, inequality, climate change.
SDG is a national development agenda. So we have to domesticate, not necessarily to change their plans, to domesticate that their budget annually goes into all the agenda of the SDGs.
The forum highlighted the need for stronger collaboration between government agencies, civil society, and the private sector to deliver sustainable results before the 2030 deadline.
Sensitize the people at the subnational level, especially at those states, on what SDG is all about. That SDG is not all about bringing money from the federal, bringing money from international donors. It's all about internalizing the 17 goals of the SDG according to the United Nations.
Funding is critical because when you want to fund, you have first of all do needs-based assessment so that you go direct and add value to whatever you are doing. And we also know that in Abia State we have really recorded tremendous funding of all that we are doing.
The meeting also addressed challenges such as funding gap, inadequate data, and community engagement, urging stakeholders to adopt innovative solutions tailored to local realities. In Abuja, Dennis Temple, NTA News.
The European Union and its partners are holding a national dialogue on social protection in Nigeria in hopes of addressing poverty and social inequalities. The dialogue is aimed at empowering vulnerable populations, fostering resilience and ensuring inclusive growth, while reinforcing Nigeria's national development and social justice framework. Lydia Sampson reports.
Fatima Abacha is the Secretary Maiduguri Metropolitan Council and has witnessed vulnerability firsthand as a result of Boko Haram attacks and flood.
We have dropout children from school and adolescent children that are shouting political touts and others, and our governor has tried on that side in re-engaging the youth into skill acquisitions and also re-engaging the school dropout into schools. And in terms of social protections, a lot of organizations has intervened and done their best on that side.
This resonates with Mariamut Njuma and other vulnerable persons who are respected beneficiaries of the program. The dialogue aims to expand and digitize Nigeria's social protection system, improving the National Social Register.
Now, thank God that they're very happy for this work, this program where I come.
This dialogue is particularly important as social protection plays a critical role in reducing poverty, managing inequality, and enhancing the resilience of vulnerable populations.
Social protection is not merely a policy aspiration. It's a lifeline. It is the difference between exclusion and participation.
Dialogue between regimes, governments, and citizens, which is why you are sitting here, should be such that you're not standing on the fence, but asking the right questions. What kind of register do we have? How was the register built? Are the poor really inside?
We are undertaking harmonization of social protection initiatives
through ministries, departments, and agencies. This reform will reduce duplication, close operational gaps, and enhance service delivery to Nigerians.
This initiative intends to create a robust, responsive mechanism for poverty reduction and social inclusion. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Yelwata community in Benue State is still recovering from the June 2025 gunmen attack that shattered their homes and livelihoods. Support from the federal government and philanthropists has brought some comfort, and now another lifeline came from the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASAN, when the union delivered relief materials to aid the rebuilding process. Joseph Hudson reports.
The scars of the June attack are still raw in Yelwata. Many residents are yet to return, rebuild their homes, or revive their livelihood.
Who have had their time to move out now, come back to sleep in the church. This is why they may have some safety. And then across the road, there are others who have their mosquito nets fixed. They come and sleep in a very dehumanizing condition.
A visit from support groups like this brings a glimmer of hope, a reminder that they are not forgotten. From different parts of the country, officials of PENGASAN Foundation are not only around to witness the devastation meted on this community firsthand, but to offer tangible assistance.
We want to share in your pain, we want to share with you guys, we want to understand whatever that is happening here.
By the beginning of this sad event, we feel very sad, but now at least everything is coming down because we have security over us now. You release us from pain. You give us hope.
Generally, we are praying that situations like this should never happen again.
The association says it may return with more help after fully assessing the scourge of the damage. Just last month, Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, visited Benue State and donated 1 billion naira to the affected community, urging other philanthropists to step in and help ease the victims' suffering. Joseph Olsen, NTA News.
It's still the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Stay tuned for more reports. We'll be back in a moment.
Glory and elevate its status on the global stage. First, the inefficient road network will be replaced with 2 independent ring roads, the outer ring for departures and the inner ring for arrivals. Second, the existing structure of Terminal 1 will be strengthened to improve its integrity. The connection building will link the 2 terminals, and the skywalk will connect the car park to Terminal 2, ensuring seamless passenger movement within these facilities. Meanwhile, this half-century-old Terminal 1 will undergo comprehensive modernization, featuring an enhanced eagle-inspired architectural design that symbolizes a soaring and hopeful Nigeria. The upgrades will include both interior and exterior enhancements, improved passenger facilities, and advanced mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems to enhance operations and capacity. Terminal 2 will also undergo upgrades, including refurbished platforms, enhanced canopies, expanded boarding fingers, and an enlarged apron for greater efficiency. Once completed, passengers at MMIA will enjoy a significantly enhanced travel experience. The redesigned infrastructure will provide well-organized and direct access to the terminal buildings, improving efficiency. Optimized internal circulation will ensure uninterrupted movement for arriving and departing passengers. Additionally, modernized facilities, upgraded amenities, and an aesthetically immersive environment will create a more comfortable, seamless, and enjoyable journey for all travelers. Under the Renewed Hope Initiative, we're leveraging global expertise in airport engineering and cutting-edge digital systems to transform MMIA into a safer, smarter, greener, and more efficient aviation hub. Finally, the nation nation will be filled with hope, paving the way for a brighter future.
Welcome back and thanks for staying. Nigeria and Israel have taken steps to bolster bilateral relations. This was when Nigeria's Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Bianca Ojukwu, held a meeting in Abuja with her Israeli counterpart, Miriam Haskell-Harpers. A statement by her media aide, Magnus Eze, indicated that the outcome yielded concrete agreements across multiple strategic sectors, emphasizing the need for global collaboration in addressing insecurity and counter-terrorism, intelligence sharing, and capacity building. Israel expressed readiness to significantly deepen trade with Nigeria, noting that the current trade volume of $250 million projects the potential for growth. They also agreed on setting up a joint commission that will actively drive and enhance the bilateral ties in broader areas including trade, agriculture, health, education, technology, and entertainment and film production. MacArthur Foundation has donated 10 units of laptop computers to the News Directorate of the Nigeria Television Authority to enhance its routine operations. Vice Chancellor, Federal University of Kashere, Professor Umar Pate, who made the donation, said it is in collaboration with Bayero University, Kano. Yusuf Jika reports.
Nigerian Television Authority is sustainably growing and fast catching up with evolving technology, and this feat is attracting academic dons across Nigeria tertiary institutions to add value to the operations of the largest TV network in Africa, the NTA. 10 laptop computers are the latest donations from these visitors, and the Director General of the NTA, Salu Abdulhamid Dembos, said the facilities are critical in driving digital reforms in a broadcast ecosystem.
For people like me that also grew through the NTA system, there's nothing we can do to sufficiently compensate for all the goodness that NTA gave us. But in our own small ways, and wherever we are able to get some opportunity, we always try to remember NTA. Not only that, NTA is still assisting us in terms of giving our students opportunities to come for internship at the state level and at the federal level.
It's going to help in a very big way to enhance the job of our reporters and, of course, our editors in the news directorate. And I want to assure you that we will make good use of the equipment.
Earlier, the Director General, represented by the Executive Director of Special Duties, received an award from the Green Economy Alternative Nigeria, where the two organizations pledged commitment to safe and productive environments.
The idea is about nutrition food crop and the domestication of it in the country.
We've been chosen as an ambassador for, nutrition crops. I think this is one way to go, and there's no better time to amplify my voice to ensure that initiatives like this are being promoted.
In Abuja, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
The Western Bypass in Kaduna has remained impassable for more than 3 days, making movement from south to north very chaotic. We will now join correspondent Suraj Abdullahi, who is at the bypass, to give an update on what possibly the authorities are doing to ensure free flow. Good morning, Suraj. And can you tell us what is happening there at the moment?
Hello, good morning, Stella. This is the this is the Western Bypass here in Kaduna, a major gateway that link the southern part of the country to the north. As you can see behind me, there is a heavy gridlock of heavy traffic. Articulated vehicles conveying goods and commodities from the west to the south or from the north to the south. So for some days now, this road has been, everywhere is blocked because of the traffic. But at the moment, there's no we can't ascertain what actually is the cause of the traffic. We all know that this is rainy season, and of course there are a lot of potholes along this line. Because if you can see where I'm standing here, there is a kind of rehabilitation going on in one lane. So the one lane, the another lane, there's a serious, potholes along that line. So maybe that could be the reason why there is this heavy traffic for some days, because nobody at the moment to tell us what actually is the reason for the traffic gridlock.
Okay, Suraj, thank you for the update. But then, we'd like to know if the authorities there and have not stepped in to do what is supposed to be done. I'm talking about like the police, the road safety.
Yeah, even though I've not gone to their office yet, but I can see the presence of the, staff of the Federal Road Safety Corps. They are on their duty at the moment. We also saw police when we are coming at some points, trying to ensure, orderliness. And also, there are a lot of, security presence along this corridor at the moment. But is that there is this, National Eye Center along this line. And information we gathered is that staff of this institution have to sleep in the office for some days because this is the only access road that link the town to the, hospital. So some of them are stranded in the hospital for 2 days, for 1 day. And another thing is that few meters away from here, there is a bridge which they say is almost 70 years of existence. And of course, it's showing some signs of collapse because of this heavy, load of the, articulated vehicles. So the bridge at the moment requires kind of urgent attention so that to avoid any, unfortunate, incidents.
Okay, thank you very much, Suraj, for the update. And now moving on, the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion is mobilizing its health professionals to spread the gospel, not just with words, but through medical care. And its second annual health conference, the church says evangelism can also mean meeting people at the point of need, and in this case, in the clinic. Primate Henry Ndukuba stressed that the church must help bridge the gaps in public health care.
As a church, we are called to provide good health services where the government fails, promote health education and hygiene, address corruption in the healthcare system. We have a missionary legacy.
Chairman of the summit and former head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Amar Peppel, agreed. She adds that government cannot do it alone, and the church must step in to make healthcare accessible.
At the heart of the church is compassion. The church should venture into modern healthcare in addition to prayers. The prescription is ministration alongside education.
I look forward to be able to work with your medical group and team to see how we get the Church of Nigeria HMO before next year's conference. Hopefully that we have it established and we have it to be able to reach as widely as possible.
With the theme Health Prosperity for All, getting things done rightly, the summit challenged members to see healing as both a medical and spiritual calling. A virtual tool designed to enhance easy understanding and promote accountability among public servants has been unveiled. The Technical Unit on Governance and Anti-Corruption Reforms is undertaking the project in partnership with the Code of Conduct Bureau and supported by other stakeholders. Comfort Fashion reports.
By the powers conferred on me by the CCB as the champion of the CCB to virtually launch the virtual tool on the Code of Conduct for Public Officers. Thank you.
The virtual tool is a software solution designed to serve as a moral compass, helping public officers to navigate complex challenges, identify red flags, reduce bottlenecks, and improve adherence to their duties. It will also involve honesty, transparency, and accountability in service delivery.
It's not another e-learning module. It is a living, breathing reminder that ethics is not a one-time lecture, it is a lifelong discipline.
This innovative interactive virtual learning tool represents a key milestone in our collective efforts to promote ethics, accountability, and exemplary governance in Nigeria's public service.
It shows how to avoid combining personal interests with official duties. It explains why declaring assets keep things open and honest. This tool helps officers learn and follow this course in their daily work.
At the launch of the tool in Abuja, stakeholders see it as a significant advancement that will enhance efficiency in public service and strongly encourage all states of the Federation to adopt the software.
These innovations will not only enhance awareness, but will also promote preventive compliance, facilitate training, and serve as a resource for citizens, civil society, and oversight institutions.
Servants, legislators, and what have you will begin to tailor and do things in the proper way and manner.
Fight against corruption and the promotion of accountability among public servants, as emphasized here, must be deeply ingrained in the hearts and minds of the people. Comforts, Fashion, NTA News.
Nigeria is taking a bold step towards strengthening its environmental protection framework. Consequently, a high-level stakeholders critique meeting has been held to review the draft national environmental regulations. The move is part of a UNEP-backed special project aimed at improving chemicals and waste management across the country. Mina Daniels has more.
In a bid to safeguard public health and the environment, the National Environmental Standards Regulations and Enforcement Agency, NESRA, and stakeholders from across Nigeria converged on Abuja to review the draft National Environmental Regulations under the United Nations Environment Programme Special Initiative, titled Strengthening National Infrastructural and Human Capacity for Sound Chemicals and Waste Management.
Today marks a significant milestone in Nigeria's environmental governance journey, culminating extensive collaboration efforts under the UN Environment Programme's initiative. Pharmaceuticals and energy sector regulations, which have been in operation for over 10 years now, require urgent review to address emerging environmental issues.
It's very important because it provides very essential support to the countries, and what you're doing today is actually part of that. So developing the legal basis, building capacity, involving stakeholders right from the beginning to really build the foundation for the safe and sustainable management.
Representatives from the Federal Ministry of Environment, civil society, private sector, and international agencies critically examined the proposed regulations to ensure they reflect both local realities and global best practices.
With these regulations in place, I can bet you that there will be a lot of improvement in the regulation of what comes into Nigeria and what goes outside.
When you're talking of sound chemicals and waste management, you're talking of a subject matter that has a direct bearing to public health.
The regulations align Nigeria with international environmental commitments, including the Paris Climate Agreement and the multilateral environmental agreements. They demonstrate Nigeria's leadership in West African environmental governance. The final version of the regulations is expected to be adopted later this year with the hope of transforming how chemicals and waste are handled nationwide. In Abuja, Mina Daniels, NTA News.
The world over, tourism remains a major revenue generator for national economies. And it is for this fact that emerging Abuja is poised to host the biggest end-of-year party tagged Groovy December. They made this revelation at a press conference to officially unveil the event. Daniel Aderiye was there and now tells us more.
Let's take this project as a community project. Thank you very much.
The Ember months are upon us, and as such, frantic efforts have been made by tourist locations and organizations worldwide ahead of the festive season. Emerging Abuja is one of such. But theirs isn't just for the city alone. Rather, they hope to make the capital a choice destination for tourism in Nigeria and the continent at large.
The dates for this event is scheduled from December 15th to 31st, 2025. Throughout the December period, beginning from 2025, with Abuja Groovy December, powered by a premier destination experience, curating organization, Emerging Abuja program of KHL. Groovy December is a premier festival showcasing over 35+ events, with which its maiden edition is expected to debut this year.
We want to encourage our parents to begin the process of investing in the new generation by bringing them home. And Abuja happens to provide that serene environment for them. Abuja has undulating mountains. Now, just like you're talking, Calabar is different from Lagos, Lagos is different from Abuja. So we're going to sustain this project with partnerships.
Ex-Super Eagles star Samson Siasia is the face of this project, and he says his choice to be a part of the project is born out of a passion for tourism and sports.
Abuja has developed and everyone is going to Lagos. This is the federal capital. Why can't we bring this movement back to Abuja instead of going back to Lagos? That's number one in tourism.
The Abuja Groovy December is the first in its series and of its kind. In Abuja, Daniel Aderiye, NTA News.
Nigeria has launched its methane mitigation and reduction project, which aims to tackle methane emissions and improve operational efficiency in the country's oil and gas sector. The project, funded by the Canadian government, was unveiled in Abuja by the Minister of Environment and the African Policy Research Institute. Charles Alpha reports.
Methane emissions from the oil and gas sector present a critical environmental and economic challenge for Nigeria as the second largest source of methane in sub-Saharan Africa, as it faces increasing pressure to meet its climate commitments under the Paris Agreement. Methane is reported to be responsible for about half the current global warming, that is 0.5 degrees Celsius of today's temperature rise, 80% more potent than carbon dioxide by over 20 years. But at this clearing the air, advancing methane mitigation and reduction in Nigeria's oil and gas sector, actors believe reducing this short-lived pollutant can cut global warming by 0.3 degrees Celsius by the 2040s, while delayed action means locking in decades of avoidable warming.
With today's launch, the project formally closes out with a policy brief to be released shortly. But that's not our last work on methane in Nigeria. Building on that foundation, our work on methane continues through an ongoing project that is funded by the Global Methane Hub.
Today's event underscores the importance of data-driven policy making and the need for robust implementation strategies.
Minister of Environment Balarabe Abbas Lawal, represented by the Permanent Secretary Mahmoud Gambari, believes Nigeria, recognized as the global methane champion, has shown great leadership by endorsing the Paris Agreement, embedding 61% methane reduction target for its oil and gas sector in its 2021 nationally determined contributions.
As we convene today to address the methane mitigation and reduction in Nigeria oil and gas sector, our focus transcends technicalities, protecting environment, fulfilling international obligations.
Charles Alpha, NTA News.
Similarly, mitigating the effect of climate change dominated discussions at a two-day high-level parliamentary workshop on climate change and methane by the House of Representatives Committee on Climate Change and Security in collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme. The aim is to legislate for climate resilience, providing effective oversight and policy development processes. National Assembly correspondent Issa Mohammed has more.
Climate change is one of the most complex challenges globally, with negative impacts on health, food security, infrastructure, biodiversity, and national development. In Nigeria, the risk is intensifying by existing social and economic vulnerabilities, placing immense pressure on public systems. The Speaker, House of Representatives, Abbas Tajuddin, represented, says the workshop serves as a platform for sharing ideas, evaluation of policies, and chart the way forward.
We will continue to engage ministries, department, development partners, and the private sector to improve access to climate finance, to strengthen project delivery and integrate climate considerations into national planning.
Until Nigerians begin to see the physical things on ground concerning as mitigation against climate change, they begin to take it more seriously. As long as we keep talking workshops and everything, it will be difficult for people to actually believe what we are doing.
The IPU has made climate change a central pillar of our work, reflecting the strong political will of our member parliaments.
Stakeholders believed the knowledge gathered will shape Nigerians' ability to respond to climate crisis. In Abuja, Issa Muhammad, NTA News.
Stakeholders in Abia State on the platform of the governing All Progressives Congress have lauded President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for making resources available for speedy growth and development at subnational level. The concerned group, known as Abia Best Interest Association, called on Governor Alex Otti to focus on infrastructure and human capital development within the ambit of probity and transparency of the available resources and stop media propaganda.
A pro group under the All Progressives Congress, APC, we want to warn that if Abia State is a prototype of what Labour Party claims to be giving to Nigerians, then Nigerians should wash their hand off. If you listen to social media, if you read what is happening in the Facebook, Instagram, and even on Twitter, you believe that Abia State has become an Eldorado.
The stakeholders said the APC will continue to play the role of constructive criticism that will usher in an era of massive socioeconomic and political stability and progress of the state, and questioned the 54 billion naira budget performance for the year 2024. This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Here is a recap of our top stories. Midterm appraisals. President Bola Tinubu receives thumbs up across party lines. Federal government hints on bridging skills gap and accelerates industrial transformation through vibrant policies. House of Representatives joins Vanguard for quest to mitigate effects of climate change. Nigeria and Israel deepen bilateral ties on trade and security.
This is NTA News 24.
And that concludes the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Stella Inameti.